So, hello everyone. At this class, I will start the next subtopic of probability. So, already I have discussed conditional probability. Then I have discussed independent event and multiplication theorem on probability. So, today I am going to discuss one of the important subtopic of probability, that is बेस थ्योरम एंड इट्स एप्लीकेशंस. बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. थ्योरम का प्रूफ भी चाहिए. along with that some numericals also I will discuss. This is one of the important subtopic of probability. Okay, so today I am going to discuss Bayes theorem and its application. So for Bayes theorem, first we should know the theorem of total probability. Okay, if you know the what is theorem of total probability, then only we can prove the Bayes theorem. Okay, so let us discuss first theorem of total probability. कंसंट्रेट करना है ठीक से क्योंकि ये बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है प्रोबेबिलिटी का ये सब टॉपिक. ओके, सो लेट अस डिस्कस द थ्योरम ऑफ टोटल प्रोबेबिलिटी. सो व्हाट इज द स्टेटमेंट? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्टेटमेंट पार्ट. ओके, सो थ्योरम क्या है? Let E1, E2 up to En, let E1, E2 up to En be two mutually exclusive, not two, be mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Okay, here n number of events are there, E1 to En. These events are mutually exclusive as well as exhaustive. Already I have given the definition of mutually exclusive as well as exhaustive events. Okay, and let E be the event occurs with some, let E be the event occurs with some EI. EI का मतलब है यहाँ पे जो स्टार्टिंग में मैं E1 से En तक events consider किया, the same events. EI means if you put I is equal to 1, you will get E1. If you put I is equal to 2, you will get E2. If you replace I by N, you will get En. Okay, so let E be the event occurs with some EI. That means here n number of events I have considered for the same experiment. Okay, similarly apart from this n number of event, we have considered one more event, that is event E. Let E be the event occurs with some EI. That means this E is also a part of, this E is also a part of the same random experiment. Okay, जो क्वेश्चन में दिया जाएगा. Okay, so then P of E, probability of this event E, is equal to sigma or summation I from 1 to n, sigma I from 1 to n P of E slash EI. You know the meaning of slash, that is conditional probability P of A slash B. So P of E slash EI into P of EI. This is the formula of theorem of total probability. Okay, now I will explain how to prove this statement. Okay, the main statement of theorem of total probability is this one: P of E is equal to summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. If you know how to prove this statement, then only we can prove Bayes theorem. ठीक है, तो अभी इसका प्रूफ में डिस्कस करूंगा कैसे इसको प्रूव करना है. Let S be the sample space of a random experiment. Let S be the sample space of a random experiment. Therefore, we can write S is equal to E1 union E2 union En. Yes or not? S means sample space and events means what? The subset of a sample space. अगर एक एक्सपेरिमेंट में टोटल 5 इवेंट्स होगा तो if you combine all these 5 events, that means if you take the union of all these 5 events, then only you will get the whole sample space. So that's why we can write S equal to E1 union E2 up to En. Okay, now we know event E is equal to E intersection S. Event E is equal to E intersection S. Why we can write E equal to E intersection S? What is the reason? See, E for what? It is an event. What is the meaning of event? It is a subset of a sample space. Subset का definition क्या है? Suppose there are two sets A and B. If the elements of A present in set B, then only we can say that A is a subset of B. तो यहाँ पे भी E is equal to E intersection S का मीनिंग वही है, because event is the subset of a sample space. मतलब event का जो एलिमेंट होगा वो सैंपल स्पेस में भी होगा, तो इवेंट का एलिमेंट सैंपल स्पेस का एलिमेंट कॉमन हुआ कि नहीं. सो दैट मीन्स E इंटरसेक्शन S इज इक्वल टू, वी कैन राइट E ना, इंटरसेक्शन मीन्स द कॉमन पार्ट. ओके, सो विच इज इक्वल टू E intersection. Now we can replace this S by this value, that is E1 union E2 union En. वही पुट किया S के जगह में. ओके, आफ्टर दैट you just expand it, normal expansion, जैसे हम लोग मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. E intersection E1, that means E के साथ E1 के साथ, फिर E के साथ E2, that means E intersection E1, union, this is union, E intersection E2, union E intersection En. Normal expansion जैसा ही किया. Okay, after that you take probability, that is P on both side. So if we take P on both side, that is P of E is equal to P of E intersection E1 union E intersection E2 union E intersection En. Okay, after this the next step you have to check carefully. After this I have written P of E intersection E1 plus P of E intersection E2 plus P of E intersection En. How can we replace this union by this plus sign? Because I have mentioned the reason, because E intersection E1, E intersection E2, E intersection En, these are pairwise disjoint. So disjoint set का condition क्या था, जो set theory में मिला था, if A and B are two disjoint set, then A intersection B is always equal to phi. So if A intersection B is phi, we can say that the probability of A intersection B is always 0. Yes, that's why if you use the addition theorem on probability, what is the addition theorem on probability? P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So this part will be 0 na. So since this part will be 0, that means P of A intersection B part will be 0. तो P of A union B equal to क्या लिख सकते हैं? P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B. वही लिखा गया यहाँ पे. P of, this is suppose A, this part you can consider as A and this part you can consider as B. So P of A union B can be written as P of A plus P of B plus P of up to n events. ठीक है, ये फॉर्मूला से लिखा गया है, because they are pairwise disjoint. Here it is clearly mentioned, and we know the condition of disjoint set is intersection part is phi and the probability of A intersection B is always 0. So that's why from the there is addition theorem on probability, we can say P of A intersection B part is 0. So that's why we can write P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B. Okay, so like this we can replace this union symbol by this plus sign. Okay, now P of E intersection E1 को कैसे replace किया गया? P of E slash E1 into P of E1. How? P of E slash E1 into P of E1 कैसे लिखा गया? Because what is multiplication theorem? In the last class I have discussed the multiplication theorem. We know P of A slash B is equal to P of A intersection B by P of B. Yes or not? If you cross multiply it, we get P of A intersection B is equal to P of A slash B into P of B. So this multiplication theorem I have used in the last step. So P of E intersection E1, P of A intersection B, which is equal to क्या लिखा? P of A slash B into P of B. So P of E slash E1 into P of E1. Similarly, P of E intersection E2, we can replace it by P of E slash E2 into P of E2. Plus dot dot dot, the last term P of E intersection En can be replaced by P of E slash En into P of En. Okay, the last step is derived from what? From the multiplication theorem on probability, which I have discussed in the last class. So after this step, can I write this this step? From this step can I write this one? Well, you can check. Left hand side is there is no problem. P of E लिखा गया, which is equal to summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. Summation का मतलब क्या है? Plus, yes or not? So P of E slash EI, sorry, P of E slash E1 into P of E1 plus P of E slash E2 into P of E2 plus P of E slash En into P of En. In short, we can take summation sign. Summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. That means if you put I from 1 to n, you will get the previous step only. And this is nothing but the theorem of total probability statement. Hence proved. Okay. So ये हो गया theorem of total probability का statement with proof. Okay. Now we can easily prove the next part, that is Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem में क्या बताया गया कि main formula है Bayes theorem का. The statement is same only. Okay. That's why I have not written the same statement again. From here till here you have to write again for Bayes theorem. Let E1 to En be mutually exclusive and exhaustive events, and let E be the event occurs with some EI. The same statement you have to write in case of Bayes theorem also. Okay. Then just replace this formula because this is for theorem of total probability. Then P of EI slash E is equal to P of E slash EI into P of EI by summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. ये फॉर्मूला है बेस थ्योरम का. इसका भी प्रूफ अभी एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. फॉर्मूला याद रखना पड़ेगा. ओके. सो इसका प्रूफ by theorem of total probability, comma, we have P of E is equal to this one. P of E is equal to summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. This is the equation 1. Now, by Bayes theorem, what is the left hand side part? P of EI slash E. So P of EI slash E, which is equal to, यही formula use किया गया P of A slash B का. What is the formula? P of A intersection B by P of B. So P of E intersection EI by P of E. Yes, by conditional probability. Okay. This is equal to, now P of E intersection EI. यहाँ पे जैसे E intersection E1 को कैसे रिप्लेस किया गया? By multiplication theorem on probability, that is P of E slash E1 into P of E1. Here also you have to use the same multiplication theorem on probability. So P of E intersection EI can be replaced by P of E slash EI into P of EI, multiplication theorem on probability, divided by, now we can replace this P of E by this one, because P of E का वैल्यू ये है तो ये पुट कर दिया using 1. ओके. तो अभी ऑटोमेटिक देख सकते हैं कि यही तो प्रूफ करने के लिए दिया गया था बेस थ्योरम में. बेस थ्योरम में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ दो स्टेप्स लिखना है. Main one is theorem of total probability, because if you don't know the value of this denominator part P of E, then how can we prove Bayes theorem? And for P of E, first you have to prove theorem of total probability, because in theorem of total probability only you will get the value of P of E, which is equal to summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. Now the question is, how can we identify from a question whether it is a Bayes theorem related question or that is a theorem of total probability related question? Now I will discuss some questions based on theorem of total probability as well as Bayes theorem, so that you can easily identify. मैं differentiate करके दिखा दूंगा theorem of total probability का question क्या हो सकता है और Bayes theorem का क्या हो सकता है. Almost same है दोनों formula, ठीक है, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा होगा कंडीशन जिसके लिए वो थ्योरम ऑफ टोटल प्रोबेबिलिटी का क्वेश्चन बताया जाएगा और नहीं तो बेस थ्योरम का क्वेश्चन. ओके. सो नाउ आई विल डिस्कस सम क्वेश्चंस. सो लेट अस डिस्कस वन न्यूमेरिकल. आई विल स्टार्ट द न्यूमेरिकल एंड आई विल tell you the difference between theorem of total probability and the Bayes theorem related question. Okay. So I have written one formula. P of E is equal to summation I from 1 to n P of E slash EI into P of EI. ये फॉर्मूला थ्योरम ऑफ टोटल प्रोबेबिलिटी का है. क्यों लिखा मैं यहाँ पे? बिकॉज दिस क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन थ्योरम ऑफ टोटल प्रोबेबिलिटी. बट हाउ कैन वी आइडेंटिफाई? नाउ से read the question properly. There are three urns containing 3 white and 2 black balls. 2 white and 3 black balls, 1 black and 4 white balls respectively. 3 अर्न है जिसमें बॉल्स कितना है वो दिया गया है. ओके, देयर इज equal probability of each urn being chosen. Okay, how many urns are there? Total 3 urns, and there is equal probability of each urn being chosen. So whether it is theorem of total probability related question or Bayes theorem or any other, how can we identify? So if a question or if an experiment contains more than one events, then generally it will be either theorem of total probability related question or Bayes theorem. अगर एक से ज्यादा इवेंट को यहाँ पे यूज किया गया है तो then it will be either theorem of total probability related question or Bayes theorem related question. Okay, so here how many urns are there? 3 urns, and the probability of each urn is equally likely. So that means we can say that there are 3 events. Since 3 urns are there, so 3 events are there. So 3 events means more than one event. So this will be either Bayes theorem related or theorem of total probability. Now read the next part. One ball is drawn from an urn. This part or this sentence is the most important sentence to identify whether it is a Bayes theorem or theorem of total probability based question. One ball is drawn from an urn. Here it is not mentioned specifically from which urn. From an urn बताया गया. जब ऐसा specifically mention कर देगा from the first urn or from the second urn or from the third urn, you have to select one ball from an urn. Any urn, that means either from first or from second or from third urn. Since it is not mentioned specifically, so that's why we can say that it is a theorem of total probability based question, because here it is not mentioned specifically from which urn. If it is mentioned, then we can say it is a Bayes theorem related question. ठीक है? So this question based on theorem of total probability, it is confirmed. You have to select a ball, but it is not mentioned from which urn. Okay, what is the probability that it is a white ball? The ball, which one you have to select, the color of that ball is white ball, but it is not mentioned from which urn. So that's why it is a theorem of total probability. If it is mentioned from the first or second or third urn, then it will be Bayes theorem related question. Okay, so that's why I have written the formula. According to this formula you have to arrange. Now you can ask, what is this EI every time I am writing? EI is nothing but the number of events. We don't know how many events are there. That's why you write EI, where I from 1 to n. So now from this question, it is confirmed that there are 3 events. So there are 3 events means I का value 1 से लेकर 3 तक ही होगा. Okay, check the solution. How to write? Let E1, E2 and E3 be the 3 events of selecting the first, second and third urn respectively. Okay, therefore since first of all you have to select an urn, because पहले अर्न को अगर सिलेक्ट नहीं करोगे तो बॉल डायरेक्ट कहां से सिलेक्ट करोगे. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट द अर्न, एंड द कंडीशन इज there is equal probability of each urn being chosen. So since there is equal probability of each urn being chosen, so probability of E1, what does it mean? That means probability of selecting the first urn, which is equal to क्या होगा? How many urns are there? 3. out of 3 you have to select the first term, so that's why 1 by 3. So equally likely है तो P of E2 का वैल्यू भी 1 by 3 होगा as well as P of E3. Okay, you have to find first the values of P of E1, P of E2, P of E3. Why? Because in this formula we are using P of EI. I means 1 से लेकर n तक. Since there are 3 events are there, so 1 से लेकर 3 तक use होगा. So P of E1, you should know the value of P of E1, P of E2 as well as P of E3. Okay. After this, in this formula I have not used only P of EI. I have used E also. So what is that E? E is nothing but the condition. That means क्या select करना है वो urn से? One ball is drawn from an urn. And what is the color of that ball? What is the probability that the selected ball is white? Okay, so let E be the event. E be the event of selecting the white ball. Okay, so ऐसा जब specifically mention करेगा color के बारे में, red color, green color, white color, so you have to use the other event. You cannot combine here E1, E2, E3 के साथ combine नहीं कर सकते. This is a separate event, E. So let E be the event of selecting the white ball. So therefore, now according to our formula, once again you check the formula. What you have to find out now? P of E slash EI. So P of E slash EI का मतलब है E slash E1. First of all, you have to find P of E slash E1, then P of E slash E2, then P of E slash E3. Yes or not? Since there are 3 events, you have to find up to P of E slash E3. So P of E slash EY. Question ठीक से पढ़ना है, सोचना है, समझना है, उसके बाद वैल्यू लिखना है. What is the meaning of E? Selecting a white ball. What is E1? E1 represent the first urn. So first urn में कितना white ball है? E slash E1 means in first urn how many white balls are there? 3 white balls and 2 black balls. So no need to check how many black balls are there. Since you have to select a white ball, so how many white balls are there? 3 white balls. And out of these 3, how many balls you have to select? 1 ball. So P of E slash E1 is 1 by 3. Similarly now P of E slash E2. What is the meaning of E slash E2? E for white ball. E2 means the second urn. So in the second urn, how many white balls are there? 2 white balls. And out of 2 white balls, how many balls you have to select? Only 1. So this will be 1 by 2. Okay. Similarly, E slash E3. That means white ball in the third urn. How many white balls are there in the third urn? 4 white balls. So out of 4, you have to select 1 white ball. So this is 1 by 4. Okay. So now we know, according to our formula, we know the values of each and every term. Therefore, what you are asked to find out? The value of P of E. Yes or not? You have to find the ball. What is the probability that the color of the ball is white? So that means P of E only you have to find out, because E denotes the white ball. So P of E is equal to, what is the formula? Don't use now this summation sign, since we know the number of events 3. So don't use this summation sign. Just you can write P of E slash E1 into P of E1 plus P of E slash E2 into P of E2 plus P of E slash E3 into P of E3. Okay, 3 तक ही होगा because there are 3 events. So यही formula को ही मैं लिखा. Don't get confused. I have replaced this summation sign. After replacing this summation sign, you have to use plus sign only, because summation means plus only. So that's why I've given plus sign, because now you have to calculate the value, right? Okay. So P of E slash E1, what's the value? 1 by 3. 1 by 3 into, what's the value of P of E1? P of E1 is also 1 by 3. Plus P of E slash E2 is 1 by 2 into P of E2 is 1 by 3. Plus P of E slash E3 is 1 by 4 into P of E3. This is also 1 by 3. Okay. So if you calculate it, that is 1 by 9 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12. इसको calculate करके जो result मिलेगा, that will be the final answer. That is the probability that the selected ball is white in color. Okay. So like this only you have to identify. जब अर्न को भी मेंशन किया जाएगा स्पेसिफिकली, वेदर यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट द बॉल फ्रॉम फर्स्ट अर्न और फ्रॉम सेकेंड अर्न और फ्रॉम थर्ड अर्न, देन ओनली you can say that it is Bayes theorem related question. Otherwise it will be theorem of total probability based question. Okay, now I will discuss another question which will be related to Bayes theorem. Okay, so the next question, you can check the difference between Bayes theorem and theorem of total probability. In the last question I have explained theorem of total probability. Now I will discuss the question based on Bayes theorem. Okay, once you read the question, and how can you check whether it is Bayes theorem or theorem of total probability related question? Read the question. Bag 1 contains 3 red and 4 white balls, and bag 2 contains 5 red and 6 black balls. So there are 2 bags, that means there are 2 events. तो ये कंफर्म हो गया कि ये theorem of total probability नहीं तो Bayes theorem का क्वेश्चन है. One of the ball is drawn at random from one of the bag. एक बॉल सिलेक्ट करना है एक बैग से, एंड इट इज फाउंड टू बी रेड. कलर, बॉल का कलर होना चाहिए रेड. फाइंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट इट वाज ड्रॉन फ्रॉम बैग 2. सो यू हैव टू फाइंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट द बॉल विच इज रेड इन कलर इज सिलेक्टेड फ्रॉम बैग 2. तो यहां पे क्लियरली मेंशन किया गया कि कौन सा बैग से सिलेक्ट करना है वो बॉल, बट इन द लास्ट क्वेश्चन कौन सा अर्न से वो व्हाइट बॉल सिलेक्ट करना था वो मेंशन नहीं किया गया था, सिर्फ व्हाइट बॉल को सिलेक्ट किया गया था. यस, सो यहाँ पे मेंशन किया गया कौन सा बैग से, तो इसीलिए ये कंफर्म है कि ये बेस थ्योरम का क्वेश्चन है. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव रिटन द फॉर्मूला हियर आल्सो. P of EI/E is equal to E/EI into P of EI by summation I from 1 to n into P of E/EI into P of EI. ये बेस थ्योरम का फॉर्मूला है. अभी ये सॉल्यूशन कैसा होगा इसका, सिंस देयर आर 2 इवेंट्स, लेट E1 बी द इवेंट ऑफ सिलेक्टिंग bag 1. I am not writing the statement properly, you have to write. Let E2 be the event of selecting the second bag. Okay, therefore probability of E1, how many bags are there? 2. Out of 2 you have to select first bag. Similarly P of E2 का वैल्यू भी सेम ही होगा. Okay, probability of E1 and probability of E2 will be same. Now apart from these 2 events, one more event you have to consider, that is event E. What is that event? Let E be the event of selecting the ball which is red in color. Yes, जो ऐसा मेंशन किया रहता है कौन सा कलर का बॉल सिलेक्ट करना है या ऐसा कुछ, so वो स्पेशल इवेंट है. लेट E be the event that the selected ball is red in color. Okay, now according to our formula, just you have to find the values of each and every term. Now P of E/E1, E/EI चाहिए. I means 1 2 3 4, these are only. So E/E1, what is E? According to our question, E for red color ball. E1 means first bag. In the first bag how many red balls are there? 3 red balls out of 7. Yes, 3 plus 4, total number of balls are there in the bag 7. Out of this 7 ball you have to select any one red ball. Okay, so that's why it is 3 by 7. Similarly P of E/E2, that means red ball from second bag. In the second bag how many red balls are there? 5 red balls. Out of 5 plus 6, 11. Total number of balls are there in the second bag are 11. Out of those 11 balls you have to select the red ball. 5 red ball है, उसमें से एक red ball को select करना पड़ेगा. Because probability means what? Uncertainty. Yes, वो नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स आर देयर इन द बैग 11. वो 11 से जो बॉल सिलेक्ट करना है उसका कलर रेड होना चाहिए. ठीक है, और वो रेड बॉल यहाँ पे टोटल है 5. वो 5 में से एक रेड बॉल को सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. ओके, तो ये हो गया सब कुछ वैल्यूज. अभी जो फॉर्मूला लिखा गया यहाँ पे P of EI/E लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में, तो यहाँ पे I का वैल्यू क्या होगा अकॉर्डिंग टू आवर क्वेश्चन? I is here E2. I is here 2. Why? Because you have to select the red ball from the second bag, and second bag event I have denoted by E2. So that's why you have to find P of E2/E. This is equal to formula E/EI. That means here you have to write E/E2 into P of E2 divided by P of E slash E1 into P of E1 plus P of E slash E2 into P of E2. ओके जो फॉर्मूला बेस थ्योरम में यूज किया गया वही फॉर्मूला को लिखा यहाँ पे. नाउ पुट द वैल्यूज. P of E slash E2 is 5/11. 5/11 into P of E2 is 1/2 divided by P of E slash E1 is 3/7. So 3/7 into 1/2 plus 5/11 into 1/2. Now if we calculate it, 5. Is 35/68. Okay, the probability, the value of the probability must be less than or equal to 1. It should not be more than 1. अगर ये आंसर अगर more than 1 हुआ तो that will be invalid. You all know. Okay, so the final answer is 35/68. So in this way you have to identify whether it is Bayes theorem related question or theorem of total probability related question. Okay, some more models I will discuss in the next class. Thank you for today.